Hello, welcome to another edition of Ascension Kitchen Live. It's the 1st of March, the first day of spring. Officially, nature outside it's palpable that it's spring. There's just a while ago a butterfly landed on the roof of the neighbor's house, sunning itself. And it's the time for me when I hole up inside and close all the doors and windows because my body mind has an issue with the early trees and considers them to be the enemy, meaning I'm allergic. I do wonder though what that is telling me, why the body is confused about who is and what is dangerous, what needs to be fought. Anyway, that's an inquiry for a different time. Today I felt to start not with an explanation of what I'm doing or a recipe. I felt to start with a meditation. Because, we have a lot of energies moving. There was the planetary alignment yesterday of, 6 planets in alignment. And I was just reminded that we have a lunar eclipse coming up in the next few days. Lots of energy moving. I can feel it in my system. There's a whole lot of vibration going on, and so it all kind of fits very well together with what I have planned to create today, which is something grounding, something that takes you right into the physical, through all the turbulences, that helps you plant your feet, spread your roots into the earth. Well, that's the idea behind it anyway. And so I found to start, as I said, with a meditation. So I invite you to close your eyes. Maybe put your feet on the ground if you're in a place where you can do that, and flat on the ground. And then just start by taking a few deep breaths in and out, as deep and as long as feels comfortable and natural to you. And allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm. And for a moment or two, just watch as it flows. And from the breath, expand your awareness to the physical. How is your body feeling right now? Where is tension? Where is tightness? Check in with those places where you habitually hold tension, like the forehead and around the eyes. And relax. Give yourself permission to relax. The jaw. Soften and relax. the shoulders in particular. Just really feel into those areas and allow yourself to let go and soften and relax. The hands, really feel into the palms, the fingers. Notice, how are they feeling? How are you holding your hands? And let go. No reason to hold on to anything in this moment. And allow your awareness to spread through the upper body, down the back, through the abdomen, to the lower back and pelvis. And feel, where is there tension? Where is there tightness? Letting go. Allowing yourself to settle into this moment, into this experience, into your physical body. Allowing yourself to fully be in the physical body. Feeling the sensation of your feet on the ground. Feeling the sensation of the surface that you are sitting on or lying on. How does it feel against the body? And from there, allow your consciousness to expand, your awareness to expand into your field. And notice, are there areas of agitation? Are there areas of turbulence? Just notice them. Just allow them to be. Allow yourself to be with them. Allowing yourself to soften through them. And as your field calms down and softens, beginning to feel like sparks of sunlight on water, like a breeze through the leaves in a forest, like waves, like the chuckling of a stream. Those sparks that are the truth of you, that are soul. Feel them, pay attention to them. Let yourself sink into them. Let them grow, expand through your field, through the body. And just watch, feel, how is it changing now? And now to contemplate, coming from this place, always. Coming from this place while you are preparing food. How would food be different if, while creating, you're coming from the soul? How does it feel? And then softly, gently, slowly, opening your eyes, connecting back into the physicality. And like the stream flowing down the mountain, jumping over rocks and stones, winding its way in a kind of dance. Let's get started with today's creation. So to start, in my box on Thursday, there was leek, a lot of potatoes, and a small bowling ball sized beetroot. And as I contemplated what to make with these, a recipe came into my mind. It's originally from this book, the first vegan cookbook I bought. And this lady here was the one that proved to me that vegan food, a plant-based diet, is not just possible, but tastes amazing if done to your energy. So I have this, so there's this recipe. I've made it before. It's very, very nice. It's the Conscious Cottage Pie. However, this wouldn't be me. This wouldn't be the Ascension Kitchen if I didn't change things. See, the recipe, the original recipe wants a medium-sized leek, which I manage. And then it wants a large red bell pepper and 2 handfuls of mushrooms. I don't have either, but I have a beetroot. Well, a big one, a yellow beet, and a smaller one, which is, I think, a striped, red and white striped beet that actually turns yellow when it's cooked. And so I thought, you know what? That's what I'm making. And as I said in the beginning, there's potatoes on top, so you put potato mash on top. You have potatoes, leek, beetroot, all of that. I mean, these are except for the leek, kind of, well, but certainly potatoes and beetroot. They're root vegetables. They're grounding. They're dense. And in combination with the leek, and this is just my feeling sense. I might be completely wrong about that, but my feeling sense with the leek in combination with root vegetable is a kind of strengthening, a kind of not making it more heavy, but it is difficult sometimes to put feelings into words. Let's leave it at, in my sense, the combination of leek, potatoes, and beetroot is a very grounding, but not too heavy combination that will help the physical body calm, that might help the physical body handle intense energies. Right? So I'm really excited about this version of this recipe. As I said, I've done this. I've created this particular one before, and I've done several variations, versions, and I always love it. And yeah, so let's get started. Right. First things first. What am I doing? Chopping the beetroot. Now, when it comes to beetroot, my experience is that if you have a lot of time, you can leave the beetroot in like bite-sized pieces. If you don't want to wait forever, you need to chop it into like confetti-sized pieces, because otherwise it will cook forever. All right. Small beetroot, big knife. Yeah. So when I say striped beetroot, that's what it looks like inside. And choppy into very small pieces. Once again, no, I'm not peeling the beetroot. If your beetroot is organic, you can eat it with the skin on. Though I would recommend you to try out how you can best digest beetroot, because my digestive tract is not very happy when it comes to raw beetroot. It starts protesting and basically goes, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm not digesting that. Without going into too much details. So when I say confetti sized, I mean this size. Yes, it takes forever. But I like chopping vegetables. I have said it before. I will possibly say it again and again and again. I like that. And while I chop, how about you return your half of your consciousness again to your breath, to your physical body. What is it doing? Where are your shoulders? Are you paying? Are you present in this moment? Or is part of you distracted by people in your space, by pets, by sounds, by movement? And is distracted a place where you want to be? This is a striped beet as well, but obviously very yellow. Nice color. Very nice color. So yeah, while I'm chopping the beet, you are invited to tune into yourself. Check with yourself what's going on right now. And breathe. How's it feeling now? What is going through your mind now? I'm feeling really excited about this. Really, wow. A real sense of upliftment, of delight, excitement in a very positive way. Oh, I love this. It's a great feeling. Oh, I love this. All right. Chopped beetroot. And now chop leek and finally chop or crushed garlic. Okay, I need another plate for the leek. Chop the leek into. Gong, pay attention. So what are you invited to pay attention to at this point? It really pays to have a good, big knife. My chopping speed has increased since I got this. Plus, it is a great barometer, in a way, measuring stick of how conscious you are in the kitchen, because I can tell you from experience, if I'm not really paying attention, if I'm not in the moment while using this knife, I'm having accidents. Well, I haven't chopped a finger off yet, but thankfully most of the time a fingernail breaks the blade, but not always. she said, and almost chopped the tips of her fingers off. Intact. Okay, now she wants me to chop up a clove of garlic. But I'm thinking 1 clove of garlic for the entire recipe. How about 2? They're fairly small. Do another one. So, I mean, these are 3 small cloves of garlic. That equates to 1 big clove of garlic. I have decided. I will never forget when it comes to garlic. I think it was the first year on the Palma. A bunch of us were staying on after the retreat. Yeah, I'm speaking about open hand retreats. Sorry, I need to mention that. So there was the first open hand retreat on the Palma, and which I attended, and a couple of us stayed on the island. And one evening the group came together to eat dinner together. And one of the guys made, I forgot the name of the dish. Basically, it's aubergine, eggplant, and garlic, I think. And he went, yeah, so the recipe says 2 cloves of garlic, but I'm using 6 because you can never have too much garlic. And no, actually, that wasn't the only reason. There was another reason which didn't stick, because I think I was so shocked when he said, I'm using 6 cloves of garlic, and I was like, well, but I'm in company, not just today, but also tomorrow. Anyway, I will never forget him going, nah, 2 cloves of garlic. That's not worth the effort. Let's make it 6. And look, the dish tasted fantastic. I really liked it. And since the person I was staying with also was present that evening and also had some of this intensely garlicky, although actually it didn't taste that intensely garlicky. There was just a lot of garlic in it. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Yes, I cook with a soundtrack. I generate my own soundtrack quite often. All right, I declare this finally chopped. And now she wants me to, she wants me to heat olive oil in the pan and saute leek and garlic for 2 minutes. Let's adjust the camera. see if that works. So, oh yeah, cool. Pan. Once again, the Samwise Gamgee pan. These are the scales I need for later. Yeah, so my kitchen is so small that half the time I spend like moving things around. So, heat, pan, oil. I'm not using olive oil. I'm using coconut. Is that enough? Add some more. Watch me lick the spoon. And this now goes in the dishwasher. Well, not now, later, but it will go in the dishwasher. Okay. So, heat. The heat level depends very much on your stovetop. I've put it on max to heat up, turning it down a bit so I can actually saute things and not burn them. In goes the garlic. And the leek. So while this sautés, the recipe wants pui lentils, meaning green lentils. I haven't got green lentils, but I like these brown lentils really a lot. And yeah, the recipe states 250 grams. I don't usually measure exactly. I usually go, yeah, that's all right. But for some reason, I really want to measure it. So this is what the scales are for that you can't see now, because they're outside of the camera. Actually, I'm not feeling like 250, I'm feeling like 224. And now in goes this one. Very nice color-wise. Can you kind of see it? I don't think the camera really picks up what it looks like. So very nice with the yellow and the green and some purple bits and pieces in there. Looks really nice. Right. So if you are having an eye on that, I'm going to go and rinse the lentils, all right? Okay. This is right. Okay. And now I'm adding the lentils. Water. How much water does she want me to add? 600 milliliters. Yeah, let me. And a can of chopped tomatoes. Always in danger of getting splashed with these. Adding that. Whoop. So fill the tin up with water, and now you add both the leftover tomato bits in here and the water as the recipe wants. Stir the whole thing. Okay, bring to the boil. Now, the original recipe also wants me to add a stock cube. I haven't got stock. I mean, vegetable stock. I haven't got that. I'll do that with a whole lot of spices and herbs. So she wants to add sea salt, cinnamon, allspice. I've got allspice, onion granules, what? Date syrup, and parsley. All right. Salt. Pepper. I always add pepper. I was very generous with the pepper in the dish that I made yesterday. And it's a bit spicy. Ended up a bit spicy. So potentially a bit too much pepper. Now I have also discovered in a different recipe by this lady that if you use paprika and a bit of cinnamon, that is a fantastic combination. So like 2 teaspoons of paprika. And then like half a teaspoon, I think, of cinnamon. And this is where we're Now stepping into bits. And now also, because I don't have vegetable stock, I'm going to use you can't read this anyway. It's a spice, a herb mix for umami. So giving this a bit of oomph. Right. And I mean, I'll be taste testing afterwards anyway, so mix again. It smells very nice. It smells very nice. Very nice. And it's obviously already boiling. I think I might need to add some more water. Just a bit. I mean, the recipe originally wanted 600 milliliters, and that was only 400, so 600. And now, allow to simmer for about 45 minutes. Probably not that long. Okay. If it only needs to simmer, I can turn down the heat a little bit. Try to remember where I put the, here. Try to remember where I put the lid. Lid goes on. And this can now cook for however long it wants. Meanwhile, we're coming back here. I'm tidying up the mess a little bit. Okay, that was it. And now, I have all these plates hanging around. This needs a quick rinse as well. Just a quick rinse, and then can go back. Now, while this simmers happily away, the time is to make the topping, the mashed potatoes. So, pot, potatoes, start chopping. And again, while I chop, I will chop in silence, meaning I will stop talking. And I also invite you then to close your eyes and just feel into the field. What's going on? What are you noticing around you and inside of you? What are your thoughts doing? Is there an emotion? Is there boredom? And can you stay with being bored? All right, let's go. we have now a whole lot of potatoes. The original recipe said 750 grams not peeled. I mean, I'm not peeling potatoes anyway most of the time, because if there's one thing I really dislike doing in the kitchen, it's peeling potatoes. Such a get the peel stuck everywhere, and no, never mind. So 750 grams. This is a bit more because I felt to like use up the potatoes instead of leaving like tiny little potato leftovers. Okay, I have maybe now 775 grams of potato. It's fine. Now it wants me to use 50 grams of creamed coconut, which I sadly don't have either, because the organic shops that are within easy reach from me, meaning the one here in town or the one that is very close to my office, are too small. They don't stock creamed coconut. And the big one, that is an amazing, it's if you ever come to Frankfurt Süd, there's an Alnatura very close to the train station. That is a fantastic organic shop. It's huge, it's wide open aisles, it's bright, and the offer on fresh fruit and vegetables is huge, and everything. They have a lot. It's a great place to go and buy stuff, but because it's, for me, it's a bit of a journey to get there. That's a long story short. I don't have cream coconut. I don't mind. I can eat it without cream coconut. It's just that if you add cream coconut, the potato mash will have that kind of creamy flavor. Right. Put in water and cook. Yeah. Well, the cream coconut will be added after anyway. I was jumping ahead in the recipe, mostly because it said topping ingredients, potatoes, and then cream coconut. I was like, yeah, I don't have cream coconut. And then I was like, yeah, but I need to boil the potatoes first. Yeah. Water, potatoes, boil. And if you're wondering why I'm using the measuring cup and, well, you can't really see it, that silver bit in the back, that's my water filter. Because officially, the tap water in Germany is okay to drink. But many things are okay to consume officially that unofficially you would prefer to not include in your body. Meaning all the residue from medication, the hormones from contraceptive pills, from chemotherapy, the microplastic, and those things that our water, the what's the word? Kläranlage. I don't know the word in English. Whatever place filters the water so it can actually go into the tap, they can't filter these things out. So if you use tap water that's not filtered, you will have microplastic, you will have hormones from the anti-baby pill, you will have all kinds of residue from people taking medication that is dumped in the toilet. Yes, the water from all drains is collected, is cleansed and recycled. This is Germany. We like recycling things. All right, potatoes in pot. Put heat on. cook. In the meantime, stir this again. Out of curiosity, I haven't got a spoon. Where are my spoons? Not enough spoons. Let me check. That crunchy. Nice, but crunchy. I mean, it's only been 10 minutes. Right. And now we get to the point where I have a lot of free time while this cooks. I'm adding a timer for this here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this needs to cook. And then this needs to be mashed into potato mash, which I'm not going to do because I don't have a potato masher. I could do this with a fork, but I'm not going to do this with a fork because that will take forever. I'm going to use a handheld blender. Because I have discovered that if I use the handheld blender, the potato mash, or rather puree, it takes a consistency that I really enjoy, that I really like. So, and then once all of it is cooked and this is mashed, puree, whatever, let me show you. I will have to do some climbing. Get the stool to do some climbing. While I'm climbing, I can take the scales up. So I'm climbing to reach the upper cupboards in the kitchen. Just so, if you're wondering what I'm doing. It's all very far away, very high up, and I'm a small beam. So, I wanted to show you this because what happens once everything is cooked is that the lentil mix goes in first, mashed potatoes go on top, and then the whole thing goes in the oven for about 25 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius and 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and while I would really like to show you the final result, this is going to take a while, and it's probably pretty boring for you to watch the pot boil or not, as is the case. I mean, this is simmering away. This isn't boiling. I mean, it takes a while for the water to heat up and the whole thing to come to a boil. And so it is very strange, but I feel that our time together has already come to an end. How are you feeling? Yeah, as I said, I would like to show you the final result, but this will take a while. And since I only have 2 places for pots and pans instead of 4, yeah, this is the tiny kitchen, I cannot even really start on the next dish that I'm going to make. The next dish I'm going to make is, I'm calling it Add Some Color to Your Life. And it will consist of mangold, for the green and the white, beetroot, yellow and purplish, and black lentils. So I'm going to chop all of that into small pieces, again, as small as possible with beetroot. Now the trick when it comes to cooking mangold and bok choy, pak choy, is, I learned this a while ago. You chop it in half, you chop the white into slices or pieces or whatever, and then you cook them. While they cook, you chop the green into pieces, and basically when the thing is almost finished, when the whites from the mangold and are soft, you add the greens and just allow them to wilt like spinach. That is a fantastic way of cooking them. Now I cooked a mangold a while ago, just simply mangold like that, and then I doused the whole thing with tamari, and it was fantastic. It was so yummy, very simple but incredibly yummy. And so I don't want to say I hope, I don't want to say I plan, I don't want to say I intend, but the idea is to create something similar, a bit more complex, but similar. Okay, so it's been a pleasure to share my kitchen adventures with you. I'm fairly certain there will be another live stream next Sunday, 1 p.m. Frankfurt time, that's 12 p.m. London time, and 7 a.m. in Florida. These are the time zones that I can just about manage. Everybody else, please check the World Time Body for where you're at. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching the recording. And I might see you next week. Bye-bye.